Hello, everyone. This is the Your Song, My Song podcast. Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome, one and all, to the newest edition of the show. I am your host, Jesse Keller, and today I'm joined by Gabe Berry. Gabe, how are you?
Hi, I'm here. I'm alive. Um, yeah, another day, another episode. I am excited though, as always, to join you,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, for our show. Was that a report of the week reference?
It was. It was. Thank you for catching on.
God, I hate you. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I had to try to make our show name fit with the way he says it.
Hmm.
So I tried my best. But
Well, his the whole report of the week thing, it's kind of lengthy. It's kind of like your song, my song in terms
mm-hmm.
of lengthiness for an intro. But how are you doing, buddy? I know you had a an interesting weekend
I
last
did.
weekend. You haven't told me much. I just know
Mm-hmm.
that you went to a music festival.
Yes.
Yes, tell everybody about that.
So yeah, before we start off with our music of the week, I want to talk about my experience going to a festival for the first time.
Okay, what festival did you go to?
I went to See Here Now in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Very nice.
I went with our mutual friend Kyle.
Oh, that
Uh,
guy.
yeah,
Great.
that guy. We
I'm kidding. We love Kyle.
we love Kyle.
Yes.
We booked an Airbnb that was about $70 a night, which pretty cheap. Uh, one small little room attached to a house, one bed. We were just going there to sleep and then get the hell out and go to the festival, so we didn't really care about the amenities too much.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a place to rest your legs and your feet at the end of the day. I feel that.
Yeah. So I kind of just want to I need to run you through the entire weekend because it's actually quite funny what happens.
Yeah, I need to hear this.
So let's start off on Friday. We leave Long Island at around like 5 o'clock ish.
PM or AM?
PM.
Okay. And the festival was one on Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday
Okay.
festival.
Okay.
It took us 2.5 hours to get there because of traffic. There was a lot of traffic. Thank you, New York.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, the Belt Parkway onto the
Oh
Verrazano
God. Oh my
was.
God.
Yep.
I'd want to kill myself.
So so by the time we got there, it was 7:30 ish, 8 o'clock. So I wanted to go to the room and just check it out before I had a plan to actually go near the festival to like kind of scout out the neighborhood to see where we could park in the morning and things like that.
Mhm.
So we get into the hotel room, the Airbnb.
Mhm.
It's nice. We put all of our shit away, and we drive 10 minutes down the road to Asbury Park. We figure out where the good parking is, how much it was to park, shit like that, and where the main entrance was because we wanted to make sure we weren't confused of where to go. And right across the street there was this nice Irish pub called Kate Marie's or Kim Marie's, and we were like super hungry, so we went there. Really good food. Highly recommend that place if you're ever in Asbury Park.
Okay. Okay.
So Friday night wasn't anything too special. We kind of just got there and did our thing, and
Mhm.
then I thought because general admission, you usually have to be there nice and early to wait on lines and things like that. And since this was a music festival, I thought, okay, there's gonna be like 40,000 people here. I might as well go early and get in line.
Mhm.
So we wake up at 8:30, park around 9, and we were online, like 9:15, 9:30.
What was the
There
line?
is no one there.
No one. Oh.
There is literally no one there besides two people, and they were from Montreal and barely spoke English.
Oh my
They
God.
were French speaking.
Oh no. Not French speaking Canadians.
So we
Oh
were
God.
trying to chat it up with them as much as we could.
Mhm.
We obviously Kyle and I have been to Montreal, so they were kind of like asking us our experience there, and it was a very nice conversation. They were there just to see Stevie
Right, and you
Nicks.
trashed it.
No,
Oh
we
really?
didn't trash it. No,
They came all the way to New Jersey to a music festival to see Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, so the girl was with her dad. I think she was 23, 24, and
Okay.
he was older, he was like in his 50s.
Yeah.
Really nice. He always wanted to take her to see Stevie Nicks, and they wanted to be, front barricade for Stevie.
Gotcha.
So we know that the opening for the doors is 12, so we're there for like 2.5 hours, whatever.
Hmm.
The first thing we wanted to do was get some breakfast or, lunch, whatever.
Food.
So we go into Asbury Park, and we go towards that was my chair. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did.
Um,
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
so we go into the food area, and I got a cheesesteak and French fries. Gabe, I would like you to take a guess how much I spent on a cheesesteak and French fries.
$40.
You're very, very close. You're actually the closest one I've told so far. Okay, so it was $34.
Holy shit.
You're not
Oh,
ready for what size this cheesesteak was.
oh
It was
God.
probably no bigger than 6 inches.
Are you fucking kidding?
No, it was probably no more than 6 inches, and it was about not even a quarter pound of meat
Oh my
on the
God.
sandwich. The
Oh
thing was
jeez.
basically just bread and cheese whiz. And the fries were fine. Actually, they did give you a lot of fries, so I can't complain too much about the fries, even though they were probably like, $15 right there.
Okay.
Didn't even get a drink. So I was kind of pissed off about the price. Whatever. We go past it. We
Hmm.
explore the entire festival. We kind of just go around before it gets too crowded. And while we were doing that, this band, what are you gonna say?
What was the merch situation like there? Because I've never been to a music
We didn't
festival.
even get a chance to go on the line for merch. There's basically this huge tent that's you walk up and you buy merch.
Oh,
I don't know if there was merch specific for bands,
probably.
but I did take a picture of like the merch that was hanging up on the wall. Like there was a poster for all the merch, and it was all
Hmm.
just "See Here Now" merch.
Okay. Yeah, there might have been. I don't know. Could it, if
Yeah,
I don't know if maybe bands would have their own separate booths because
I didn't see any separate booths, so I'm not exactly
okay.
sure. So we go into the park stage area, and there's this giant statue. I don't know who the statue was of, because it was covered by a giant head of Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
I don't know I don't know who did it, but it was hysterical, and we took a picture with it.
That's amazing.
So, we walk around. There's the shout out to the festival. I don't know if all festivals do this, but they had a huge water station that was free water. They weren't
That's
charging for
great.
this water. You just put
It's
your
very
bottle
good.
underneath, and you refill as many times as you want. There was
They
never.
let you bring in refillable water bottles, or they just
Yeah.
let you bring it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
see, that's great. I love that, especially because you're out by the shore and
It was hot.
probably in the sun all day
Yeah, it
long.
was it was 85 on Saturday, and it was 90 something on Sunday.
Hmm. Who'd you see though? Who'd you see at this show? Who were you there for?
Well, so while we were exploring, we were listening to Dogs in a Park. Sorry, not Dogs in a Park. Dogs in a Pile. I
Okay.
think. Yeah, they were pretty good. I don't know any of their songs, but just ambiance sounds. It was great.
Okay.
Very very much a vibe. So while we were doing that, we were exploring the boardwalk, and right between the boardwalk and like the street, everything was closed off. There was just vendors of like different alcohol beverages and stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm pissed off from having this expensive cheesesteak and fries. I'm gonna get a drink. I go to
Oh,
the Tito's
Jesse.
bar
Oh God.
and order a lemonade Tito's because that's all they had,
Hmm.
and it was $19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
It was $19. That was including tip. Always tip your bartender.
Always.
Always tip the bartender.
I don't want to hijack you, but I went to beginning of September, or technically end of August, but it was really the beginning of September. I went to see My Chemical Romance at
Mhm.
the Wells Fargo Center. I paid $30 not
for
including tip,
for
for
one.
for two
Oh, okay.
for two tall boys
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Twisted Teas.
That's how much
Ah!
they were going for over at See Here Now as well.
$15 a
Yep.
tall boy. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's exactly how much they were over there too. And it was they also had Liquid Death. I think they were sponsored by Liquid Death, the water, and those were $5 each. So
I
you
love
could get free
Liquid Death.
water
It's
or you
good
could get
stuff.
Liquid Death. But yeah,
Okay.
$19 for a Tito's. That was probably like 3 ounces.
Yeah.
But day one, we kind of just hung out. We bounced around between the surf stage, which is the main stage, and the
Mhm.
sand stage, which is the second biggest. So we saw dogs in a pile. Then the opening act for the surf stage, the main stage, was
Mhm.
Allie and AJ.
Oh, really?
Do you know those people? You know those two
I do
girls?
know Allie and AJ. I've seen Allie and AJ live.
You have?
My first ever concert that I ever went to. This is a Gabe Berry fun fact. It was Drake Bell,
Mm-hmm.
Corbin Blue, and Allie and AJ.
So like Disney Channel and Nick Stars.
Disney Channel and Nick Stars at Jones Beach Theater, actually.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty funny.
Yep, I have seen Drake Bell perform live. It was my first live concert I went to that I can remember. I mean, like, my parents took me to some concerts when I was like a tiny, tiny kid that I don't even remember. But yeah, no, I've seen Allie and AJ live before when I was a kid. I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, they were pretty good, and they did the potential breakup song, which is I think their biggest hit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But from there, we bounced over to the sand stage and saw the Surferajettes.
The Suffragettes,
No, that it's
Surfragettes.
Surferajettes.
I've, n- I think I've
They
heard of them.
they were an older group
Mm-hmm.
of a women ladies only group.
Okay.
I didn't hear any lyrics. It was all just kind of like surfy type of guitar vibes. They were
Okay.
fine.
That's cool.
Uh, Skip Marley was on the main stage, which is Bob Marley's grandson.
Okay.
He has his own music career, so he did a bunch of his stuff, but then he did his grandfather's songs,
Awesome.
which was very nice to hear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love Bob Marley, and he sounds very much like his grandfather, which was cool.
Did you do the Arthur theme song?
No.
Because you know that Ziggy Marley, Bob Marley's his dad, Bob
Mm-hmm.
Marley's son, did the theme for Arthur,
Yeah, no,
the
he
PBS
didn't do
show.
that.
Damn.
That's
Okay,
really
sorry to derail you.
that was so weird.
No, I'm
Okay,
sorry. My bad. I
then we
just
saw
the Boy George.
Boy George and Culture Club.
Oh my God,
Yes. Yeah.
really?
Yep, they were there and it was so fun. Kyle didn't
Okay,
know any of the songs.
of course.
So he was kind of just chilling out like, okay, yeah, like and then clap every time a song ends, but you know
Mm-hmm.
what? It is what it is. Boy
Yeah,
George was awesome. He
that's great.
knew how to control the stage, talk to the crowd. Really, really good showman. I mean, he's been doing it for so long, like it was just it was perfect.
Yeah, he's awesome.
They opened up with Sympathy for the Devil.
Okay,
They did a cover of that.
nice.
But then, they saved the best for last. They did Karma Chameleon.
Karma Chameleon, you come
Yeah.
and go.
They also did a cover of Get It On. Bang a
Bang a
gong,
Gong.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, T-Rex. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a great song too.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. They sound so fun to
Yeah,
watch
they
live.
were really fun. And then the two best performances of the day were the two basically closing acts on the main stage, which were Gary Clark Jr.
Mm-hmm.
and Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
Both of them had great shows. Gary Clark was on for an hour, and Stevie was on for an hour and a half.
Awesome.
Both of them played their classics, some stuff that maybe more B sides.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie just controls her stage and did her famous twirls like 900 times. And Gabe, you told me to twirl, and I
I
did.
did. I did tell you to twirl, and I'm glad you twirled.
I don't have any video footage of it because
Damn. God
it was.
damn you.
I know. I'm sorry. But I was twirling. I did.
Good.
I
That's all.
promise.
Listen, I believe you. As long as you were twirling,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a the older I've gotten, um, I don't really like taking my phone out at a
Hmm.
concert.
Yeah,
A
me
lot of people
too.
do it. My girlfriend does it, and I have no problem with it because she likes taking videos of the stuff and she like watches it back. She edits it. I have no problem with people who do it. Um, and I will also take videos and stuff too, but I don't like having it out for the whole show.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I barely have any video of Stevie Nicks' performance.
I saw 21 Pilots and I saw part of the concert through other people's phones because that's all people are doing is they're just recording it the entire time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to get into that, but I mean, I'm glad you didn't have your phone out too much to record and you were really there for the experience and for the
Yeah,
music.
that's really one, and especially for day two, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
So the end of the night happens. Stevie Nicks is about to get off stage, and she does. So Kyle and I were like, okay,
Mhm.
there's going to be an encore. Let's get the hell out of here because we were in the middle of the beach and we had to weave through
Right.
everybody to get out, right? So Edge of 17 ends, and then we're bolting. We're trying to get out. It took us 10 minutes just to land on the boardwalk.
Oh,
It
okay.
was crazy how many people we had to get through.
Yeah.
And our plan was for dinner because we didn't eat since the cheesesteaks in the morning.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, let's get something that's not here. So the both days, like traveling to and from the Airbnb, we saw
Mhm.
this place called the Windmill. Literally, it's a windmill on the side of the road, and you walk up to it, and it's hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken tenders, like that sort of thing.
Mhm.
We were waiting. We were like four people in line, and we were the people that were like hanging out the door. So we had the door open and letting people in and out. And these three guys they're walking out with their food. They have like little cartons of food.
Yeah.
And so two guys walk out, they're fine, they're going towards their car. The third guy, he makes it about 3 steps out of the place and he trips and falls. Hot dog goes flying.
Oh no.
All the food goes everywhere.
Oh god.
Milkshake on the floor, everything. Felt so bad. Everyone in line were like, "Ah, shit, like that's so sad." So
Oh.
the two guys that were working the counter were like, "Come on, come inside. We'll make you some more." And they're like, "No,
Oh
no, I have
boy.
to go. I'm sorry. Like I'll just have some of their food. I have to go." So they leave. Then 15 minutes later rolls by. We finally get our food and we're walking back to our car. I parked in the other parking lot, so there was like there was the street, and then there was like a curb that would have grass, and then the second parking lot.
Mhm.
And at this time I took my shoes off and I was just wearing flip flops, and the edge of my flip flop hit the grass, and as I hit the grass, I said, "Oh no, not me too!" And my food went flying all over the
No,
grass. Yep.
Jesse.
Kyle is crying, laughing. I'm
Oh my
so upset.
god.
And I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? I just lost all my food now. Luckily, they saw me from across the parking lot do it. And and I came over. I'm like, you're not going to believe what just happened. And they're like, we saw you. Give us a couple minutes. So they thankfully made me new food
Wow.
free of charge.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the windmill.
Shout out to the
They
windmill,
the
man.
two of them looked like they wanted to kill themselves with how many people were like coming in
Yeah.
because it was literally two people. But they gave me the new food and it was fucking so good, dude. The hot dog
Mhm.
was amazing. If you ever are in Asbury Park, go to the windmill. It's cheap. It was like $20. I got a ton of food.
I actually I will be in Asbury Park in about a week or so time. I'm gonna go see Turnstile at the Stone Pony live stage. So I will
Search for the
let me
windmill.
I'll have to look up the windmill. I
It's
don't
not
have
that
the
far from Stone Pony.
bookmark it. Hold on,
Yeah.
the windmill. Yeah,
And
I'll
what
put
day are
this.
you going on?
I'm going on a Thursday, I think. That's when.
Okay, they close early. The only day they're open until midnight is on Saturdays. That's why we went on Saturday.
Oh,
So you gotta check
okay.
the time.
It's the
So
windmill. Is it? Oh no, no, it's not this. Is it? It's not Belgian waffles and ice cream.
no, no, no.
No. Okay.
So anyway, we eat our food in the car and we go back to the Airbnb. And we're tired, right? So we watch like an episode of Cobra Kai and go to bed.
Okay.
Here's the exciting part. 2:30 in the morning. We're sleeping and all of a sudden we hear a knock at the door.
Okay. Oh shit.
And then we hear the jiggling of the doorknob.
Oh god.
Kyle wakes me up and looks at me and says, huh, "Did you hear that?" I said, "Yeah, what the fuck is that?" He's like, "I don't know." So he gets up and decides to run into the closet.
Oh.
And then he runs into the closet. I'm still in the bed.
Okay.
And he goes, hello? And I said, "What are you doing?" I threw the pillow at him. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Why would you say hello to someone that's trying to break into your fucking house?" He's like, "I don't know. It's the only thing I thought of to say."
Of
So I'm
course.
like, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, there's a door here that leads into the actual house. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go wake up the owners. So sure enough, we go in, we wake up the owners, and the woman comes out and she's like, what is it? What is happening? I'm like, "There's someone at our door with a flashlight trying to jiggle the door open and knocking. Help us figure what's going on."
Okay.
So from their part of the house, I could look at our door through a window. So I do, and I see that it's this old man who's at this point stopped playing with the door and is
Uh-huh.
putting on a jacket and has a little briefcase with him. And when I mean jacket, I mean like a windbreaker, not like a suit
Okay.
jacket.
Okay. Gotcha.
And she goes back into the room and wakes up her husband. By the time her husband comes out, the
Mm-hmm.
guy's already walking off the porch and going towards his car. So the owner opens up the
Right.
front door to their house and just watches the old man drive away. And that was it at 2:30 in the morning.
And didn't even say hey or try to confront them or nothing like
Nothing.
that.
Because
That's so bizarre.
by the time the guy got outside, he was already in his car across the street
Oh god.
and like was, already pulling away.
Oh
We have
jeez.
no idea what happened, but it freaked us the hell out, as I'm sure it would anybody.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, that happened on Saturday night. Um and Kyle, when they were like, "Okay, try, like, go back to sleep, like, sorry that happened, that usually never happens," Kyle was like, "Yeah, thanks, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight." He literally said that to them too.
Great.
He laughed about it, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. Excuse me. Um, so then Sunday we're like, you know what? We had a rough night. We don't need to be there that early. Let's get there at 11. So Sunday morning, I should say. I don't know if I said Sunday night.
Yeah.
Um, so we get there at 11 o'clock. We're still pretty much the only ones there.
Mm-hmm.
And the objective for Sunday was to camp barricade for
Okay.
Green Day.
Right.
We knew it was going to be rough, but we did it anyway because I wanted to be barricade for Green Day. It was my first time ever seeing Green Day, and I've been wanting to see them for like 7 years, right?
Yep.
So first band comes on at like 1, so we had to wait like an hour, and Kyle was unsure about like, okay, like I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna have to get water, things like that throughout the day. We're gonna have to like take turns going on and off the beach, so no, we don't lose our spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the first act being over, it was already pretty much impossible to get off the beach
Oh
and
boy.
come back to our spot.
Right.
So we had an hour between the doors opening and the first act, which was Calder Allen. Pretty good.
Haven't heard of him, but
Never heard of him either,
yeah.
but he was solid. He did his thing.
Nice.
Um, then there was hour intervals of like breaks so that they could break down the stage and reset up.
Yeah.
And then this guy, Shaky Graves, came out. Have you ever heard of
Ah,
Shaky Graves?
I have.
Okay, I have never heard of him up until the show.
Mm-hmm.
He is a true showman. He almost stole the weekend with how good of a performer he was.
Yeah.
Solo act, came out with his guitar and had 2 drum pedals one bass and one hi hat, one kick drum, I should say, and one hi hat, and performing by himself. And then the second song, his band came out, and they did a bunch of songs. He was awesome.
That's
Um,
sick.
yeah. Then, especially by the time Shaky Graves was finished, it was like even more impossible to get out. Like it just kept piling and piling on, and everyone was trying to like get us close to the front as possible.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, we're stuck here now. If you gotta pee, it's too bad. You're not gonna pee until 11 o'clock at
Piss
night.
your pants. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I've been there before. It's like, yeah, there's no getting out of this now. It's
yeah.
we're in it for the long haul.
So thankfully, we uh we were able to get a couple liquid deaths and fill up on water before shit got real.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um. So then Michael Ferranti comes out with Spearhead.
Okay.
They were the third act. The only song I know by them is "Say Hey." Do you know the song? Say hey, are you going today? Well, I'll be
Oh,
back
okay.
from
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So they come out and they do a bunch of their stuff. He was very much a feel good artist. I've
Okay.
never listened to anything else besides that one song.
Right.
Uh, which I didn't even know that was his song until he did it last. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, this is that same guy the whole time."
No- Okay.
Um, so yeah, he was very feel good music, and just getting everybody in positive spirits, cool
Yeah.
vibes. I really dug it. I didn't really vibe with the music too much, but the messages and stuff is what really hit home.
Okay.
About
Yeah, no, I like that.
the inclusivity part, and banding together as
Ah,
one,
yes.
all that sort of stuff. It was really nice, positive. I really dug that. But then Cage the Elephant came out.
Oh my god.
Cage the Elephant was so good.
I'm sure.
I'm not huge on Cage the Elephant when it comes to knowing their catalog.
Mhm.
I know their hits and
Yep.
stuff like that, but they were awesome. They were so good, and at the end, what's the lead singer's name? People are gonna think I'm weird for not knowing. Do you know
Oh.
the lead?
Oh, Matt
Um,
Schultz.
okay, so
Yeah,
Matt
Matt
Schultz,
Schultz. Yeah.
he decided to close out the show by jumping into the crowd
Okay.
and crowd surfing for about 2 to 3 minutes all around us because obviously we were so close. Then jumps towards the middle, the section between GA and VIP. There was like that little middle section where you could like walk up and down of.
Right.
Then goes to the front of house. For those who don't know, that's where lights and sound are controlled from. It's
Okay.
usually like towards the back of an arena or whatever, or in the middle.
Yeah.
So he jumps towards that and climbs the scaffolding.
Oh my god. Okay.
Free climbing the scaffolding,
Oh shit. Okay.
goes across the tent, on the roof of the tent, like crawls across,
Oh my
gets to
god.
the other side, waves to the crowd, and then climbs 2 stories up, all free, like free soloing it,
Oh my
right?
god. Okay.
All the
Wow.
way up, and then stands up there for like 5 minutes and just gets the crowd going. They're already breaking down on the stage, and he's still doing this.
Good lord.
Eventually, he comes down and he doesn't like high five anyone. He just kind of like runs towards the stage, like to get
Mhm.
out.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. And then the main event, Green Day.
Mhm.
Green Day was insane with their opening. They
What do they
had the
open with? Know
house
Your
lights.
Enemy?
So the house lights came down,
Right.
and all of a sudden, Bohemian Rhapsody starts playing
Ah, yes.
and got the whole crowd to just belt the song.
They
And it was
did this
so
so
what?
sorry. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. They did that for I got to see them once
Hmm.
in Webster Hall
Yeah.
for the Revolution Radio. I went with our friend Nick Regali,
Yeah, I'm familiar.
and they yeah, you're familiar.
Yeah, remember
Um
that was the show that I was supposed to go to? with
Listen,
you guys?
Jesse, he told me that he could only get 2 tickets, and he
Mm,
asked me first, and what
mhm.
am I gonna say? "No, I'm not gonna go see Green Day with you." That was my first general admission show ever that I ever been to. I'd never been to a
Wait,
GA
really?
show before. Yep, that was my first general admission show. It was crazy, but yes, they did open with Bohemian Rhapsody. I know what you mean. It is
Yeah,
such a perfect tone setter because everybody knows that song.
yeah.
So, like,
Uh,
everybody it's a great way to hype everybody up.
yeah, so that happened, and then the Drunk Bunny came out on stage, um, which
Yep.
you know the Drunk Bunny, right?
Mhm.
Gabe? Okay. So,
Yes, yes,
he
yes,
comes
yes.
out on stage, and then, Blitzkrieg Bop starts playing, and he goes crazy over that and throws T-shirts out to the crowd and stuff. Really
Mhm.
cool. Then, then they do a remix of "I Love Rock and Roll," "We Will Rock You," and, Blitzkrieg Bop, like, as, like, a hype, like, getting everybody really hyped up with,
Okay.
like, the visuals on the Jumbotron and stuff,
Yeah.
and then the band comes out, and they open up with "American Idiot."
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they just go
What
right into it.
Oh my god, yeah, when I saw them, they opened up with "Know Your Enemy," but that is even better just to open up with "American Idiot," just go straight into it.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Hot damn.
So, um, you know what? Before we talk about Green Day, I wanna mention the people that I was around.
Okay.
So, we were camping there for 9 hours,
Mhm.
right, before Green Day really came on. We got a group of, like, 10 people that were around us, and we were just talking to them the whole day. Really super nice people. Just really, like, fun, and we all kinda band together. There was a couple of smaller, people.
Yeah.
So we were, like, trying to tell them, like, "Hey, like, if stuff starts to get crazy, like, try to, like, come near us." Like, moshing wise, we didn't know what it was gonna be like,
Yeah.
and we didn't want anyone to get hurt and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Thankfully, throughout the show, there was pretty much no moshing. There was a few little spots,
Yeah,
but
closer up to a barricade, you're never gonna get a mosh pit. That's more like, kind of further back, but I mean, I'm sure
y
you got squeezed though when
we did.
they came out, like the
We
initial
did.
push forward, everybody moving forward, packing in tight.
Yeah. So we protected them as much as we could. There was a group of maybe like 15 people that were moshing in the front, but it's whatever, you know. Let them do what
Mhm.
they're gonna do as long as they're doing it and not being so stupid about it. So I'm gonna run down the list of songs that they did because
Okay.
that's fun to do.
Yes.
So American Idiot,
Okay.
Holiday,
Okay.
Know Your Enemy,
Love it.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams,
Okay.
Long View,
Okay.
then Welcome to Paradise,
Okay.
Hitchin' a Ride.
Nice.
Then they did a cover of Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss,
Oh, shit.
and that was awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. That's sick.
Apparently they've been doing it on the Hella Mega tour,
Okay.
that they were doing with Weezer and
Fallout Boy.
Fall Out Boy. Yes, that's what it was. Mike went to go see it. Mike and Jess. Then they did Brain Stew,
Okay.
When I Come Around,
Mhm.
Disappearing Boy, 21 Guns,
Mhm.
Minority,
Mhm.
Knowledge,
Okay.
Basket Case,
Okay.
King for a Day.
Okay.
Then they did a cover of the Isley Brothers' Shout,
Okay.
which was so fun.
Okay.
Wake Me Up When September Ends,
Awesome.
Jesus of Suburbia,
Love that.
and then they closed out with Good Riddance.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's an awesome set list.
yeah. I was kind of hoping that I know you're gonna probably disagree, but I was kind of hoping they were gonna put Revolution Radio in there because I like that song.
So I like Revolution Radio too. I when
You
I
do?
saw them, yeah, I like that. That's like it's not a bad album. It's like the last good thing that they did. I
Okay.
remember um
Yeah, Father of All
Father of All Motherfuckers is not
is not good.
is dog shit. But no, I like Revolution Radio. I saw them they did that and they did I think it was Bang Bang as well,
Mm-hmm.
which was the other single off that when I saw them. But
Yeah.
they did mostly everything with that. When I saw them, they did because they were doing like it was more like they did also a bunch of deep cuts as
Mm-hmm.
well. And but they did practically everything you said. I mean, those are like the staples. But That sounds like an amazing show. That sounds they put on such a good show.
They put on a good show, and
Yeah.
they had pyrotechnics going the whole time too,
Okay.
and it scared the hell out of us the first time because the whole weekend there was none,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, and we're like, holy shit! It hurt our ears, and one of the fireworks actually damaged the jumbotron behind them.
Oh God.
Um, the display had like two
Heat
or
damage.
2 or 3 pixels that were just like completely discolored the whole
Oh
time.
God.
Um, so that was pretty funny. But oh yeah, man, they were so good. Everyone had a great time.
That's awesome, man.
It was fulfilling for me because they were exactly what I wanted them to be. Billy sounded amazing.
He still sounds so good.
Oh my god, he's like it's like his voice hasn't aged a day, you know?
No, he looks great. He sounds great.
Yeah, afterwards they came out and threw drumsticks to the crowd and a few guitar picks, and
Mhm.
I was lucky enough to actually get a guitar pick.
You got a guitar pick?
I did.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? I forgot to mention this. So apparently they do this a lot, but they have someone come up on stage and perform a song with them with an extra
Yes.
guitar.
Yes.
So Billy's looking out to the crowd. Hey, does anybody know how to play guitar? Who knows how to play guitar? This one kid that had been there the entire day with us, who was like maybe 30 feet away from us,
Uh-huh.
towards the front,
Yeah.
dressed black button down with a red tie and
Oh,
glasses.
okay. Okay.
He's 8 years old, and they pick him. And they're like, "How long have you been playing for?" Like before, like he were to come up, they're like,
Uh-huh.
"How long have you been playing?" He's like, "I've been playing for 4 years." So like, okay, do you know these 3 chords? And he's like, "Yeah." So they have him come up on stage, and he performs with them. I forget which song it was,
That's awesome though.
but he performs. Everyone goes crazy. His name was Luke. Shout out to Luke,
Shout out Luke.
baddest 8-year-old kid on the planet.
That's awesome.
So cool. So everyone starts cheering, Luke, Luke, like it's almost sounded like boo, but obviously they
Mhm.
were saying Luke.
Yeah.
Um, so it's his time to get off the stage, but before he does, Billy Billy says, "Hey Luke, here's this guitar," and
Oh my God.
he gives the kid a freaking guitar.
Holy shit.
Walks off stage, the whole crowd went crazy, like, "Oh my god, they just gave this kid a guitar."
That's awesome.
So that kid is probably gonna cherish that moment for the rest of his life.
I know I would. I mean, goddamn.
Oh my god, I would too.
Yeah.
So they wrap up the end of the night, and we're starting to head out. A few of us were taking pictures with each other, just to like celebrate the memory. Um, and then two of our friends, Katie and Jessica, who we met, we walked out with them, and me and Jessica exchanged numbers to send the picture. And then while we went our separate ways for our cars, they asked us to go to like a diner or something, but there was no diners open, so we went to like an ale house,
Mhm.
and we just continued the night. We just kind of hung out and just chilled. Super fun, nice people. Wish them the best.
Nice. Very nice.
And then we went home, and I didn't get home until 2 o'clock in the morning when I really
Ah.
didn't want to be home at 2.
Yeah.
Um, but when people ask you to go out and enjoy the night, you're not gonna say no. So yeah, we had a great
Yeah.
time,
Of course.
and I did a lot of recovering on Monday.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah,
Damn, man. That sounds like so much fun. That sounds like a great weekend. And it sounds like you
and
saw.
I'm COVID free too.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
very important.
I was
Um,
very shocked. I was like, you know what, I'm, I may get it. I may get it. There's a lot of people. So I was prepared. Monday came, took a test. I was fine. Tuesday, took a test. Fine. Yesterday, took a test. I'm fine.
all right.
So
Good
we're good.
stuff. Nice.
Nothing to
COVID
complain about.
free. Enjoyed the weekend. It sounds like a win. I'm very
Yeah.
happy that you had a great weekend and that
I
you
really
saw a
hope
bunch of
one
really
day
good
we could go.
music.
I really hope one day we could go to one together.
My philosophy on music festivals is that it's got to be worth the money. The
Mm,
lineup has to be worth it for me because if there is not enough bands that I want to see for the amount of
mm,
money that I'd have to drop, It's doesn't matter who's playing. I'd only make like very few exceptions. Like the Desert Days Festival, if I had the money for that and like
Hmm.
forward thought and thinking, I'd be going to that because that lineup is just insane. But yeah, one day, I mean, one day we'll go to a music festival together for sure. I definitely foresee it in the future. There's plenty of years ahead of us for us to do that. But
Definitely.
that was very long. That's nearly the length of our podcast.
You know what? We went into detail on it. It was fun.
We are a
You
music
know,
podcast. It's
we
good
are
to talk
a
about
podcast.
things related to music. So yeah, that's sick though. I'm really glad you had such a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks.
That's so good, man. And I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, it's definitely something that it fulfilled like a need to go to one of these things. I've always wanted to do one.
I just recommend for you next time.
Yeah.
Don't get alcohol at a show.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm not even gonna get food at a
Yeah,
show next time.
I always eat, and I mean, but some people don't have iron stomachs or bladders, but I would think that I do, and I always hydrate before
Hmm.
you go and eat something. You don't have to eat
Yeah.
like a full course meal, but put something in your stomach. And you know, like if you want to get drunk at a show or a music festival, pregame. Nobody's gonna fucking attack you for drinking outside or drinking
Yeah,
beforehand.
no. And you know what the best thing was? I
Yeah,
don't know if it's like it for all shows, all music festivals, but you could just walk in and out as you please.
yeah. Well, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. There was no like once you're in for the day. You could have gone out and did your own thing and then come back. So that was all right. But we didn't do that.
So I could have snuck in, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. You could have snuck in.
I could have snuck in. Okay, all right. Well,
No, but yeah, that about does it for us talking about my experience. Let's jump right in to this week's topic.
before we do that, Jesse, before we do that, we always have housekeeping. You can't
Hmm.
forget the housekeeping, Jesse.
Okay,
Okay,
housekeeping.
and our housekeeping. Okay, just a couple of quick things, everybody, before we get into our main show here. Reminder that every Monday, a new episode of the podcast launches. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and the free feeds. So, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, we are there. If you want, give us a follow over Instagram at YSMS underscore podcast. DM us any comments, questions, concerns, episode ideas, of course. And now, Jesse, you may get into it. What do we do here for
All
those
right.
who are not been
So
introduced?
we are going to talk about the following. We're going to talk about I don't know. I just slurred for a
It's
second.
okay. It's all right. You're good. It's that Tito's
I don't.
lemonade still hitting you.
Anyway, the show works. Me and Gabe, we're gonna talk about 10 songs that are built to the theme of the episode, and this week we are talking about indie. We teased it a little last week. We're talking about indie music, indie pop, indie rock, any type of indie artist that we could come up with. Each of us are going to talk about our 5 picks in a little bit more detail, no particular order. But yeah, Gabe, start us out. What's your number one?
Ah, first song that I have chosen here. And I got to say right off the bat, this was such a hard list to put together because majority of the music I listen to, I would consider indie. I think indie is a very big umbrella of which a lot of genres live underneath. Um, you're going to see that in this playlist. There is a huge different mix of music here between me and Jesse. There's a lot of different subgenres, but all of it's
Yeah.
independent. And there's so much I could choose for, so much I put on, so much I took off. But this song was a constant from the beginning. I knew I wanted to talk about this band. And that is the song Time, You and I by Kruganbin. It's off their 2020 album Mordecai. It was the first single off the album. I remember when it dropped. It's like my number one most listened to song from 2020. I love this song so much. For those of you who don't know, Krugambin, they are a 3-piece band. They're from Texas. Their music style, it draws from like Middle Eastern, Spanish, and Thai influences, and it's very much like dub, like psychedelic rock and disco. It's vibe music. It's fucking awesome. I love it so much. It's not heavy. It's not hardcore. It's chill. It's dancey. It's vibey. And
It's
this
very
song
funky.
it is very funky, and I love that about them. And this song in particular, "Time," You and I love this song so much. Off of Mordecai, their last release, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. They did some different things this time. They did a little more. Laura Lee, who's like the bassist and lead vocalist of the band. Shout out to her because she is a goddess and she's an amazing bass player. And yeah, she's just incredible. Uh, she does a little more singing. She does a little singing on this track too. And I liked the album before this that got me into them that I can't remember off the top of my I can't say it off the top of my head. It's their 2018 album. It's like I think it's called Con Todo El Mundo. Um that's a great album too. I highly recommend it that you listen to them. I actually found them through NPR's Tiny Desk. They did an NPR Tiny Desk and they were all wearing these wigs and looking very wacky, but they're tight and they're funky and they're fresh. But besides that, what I love about this song, um, just first of all, I love the lyrics. The lyrics are so simple, but they ring so true. Like the main line from the chorus is "That's life. If we had more time, we could be together, just you and I. We could live forever." And that's like, I feel that. That is that's like the antithesis, I would say, of life, right? That's life. That's just how things happen sometimes. If we had more time,
Hmm.
we could do more things. If we could live forever, we would, but we can't. And that's just how it works out. And I really like that because it is existential, but it's definite, it's finite because nothing's forever. You don't live forever. Things don't last forever, and it's scary. But that's all about life, is realizing that and kind of coming to terms and peace with that. Um, it's a total the song's just a total vibe. I love the bass line and the guitars, and I like how there's like a disco breakdown about midway through the song. And like I said, they do take like influences from different countries and different like country styles as well, like Middle Eastern and especially Spanish as well. And they throw in like different like Spanish words and stuff during it. But I think it compiles to make a great song. And and I mean, honestly, I recommend if you've never listened to them, go check out their whole discography. They're great. They did I think, oh God, they did I believe it's collab album with Leon Bridges. That is pretty solid. Country is really not my thing, but if Crew Gambin's involved, I will be there. I will be listening. And they also have a remix album for this album, which has a couple of really good remix songs. And one of the remixes actually is by an artist I will be talking a little bit down later on this list, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Time, You and I think it's an amazing song. And I highly recommend you go check out Krugambin. But yeah, Jesse, what did you think of this song? Because I think I've shown you Krugambin before, but
They sound familiar.
mhm.
I just really thought it was funky. I like the lyrics too. It reminded me of an older song. I don't remember exactly what it is. I don't. For some reason, Blondie is what I'm thinking, but I don't know if I don't. I cover my mic for a second. I don't know if that was right. Um, it reminds me of an older song. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay,
And
I don't,
as
I don't know per se, but
I'll figure it out at some
yeah,
point.
okay,
But it does remind me of an older song. So yeah, that was a pretty good choice. I really like that song. Definitely something that I'll be putting in an indie playlist of
yeah,
my own.
yeah. No, it's a vibe. It's a great track, and I recommend them 100%. But that's enough about that. If you don't have anything else to add, what is the first song that you chose, Jesse?
All right, so my first song is Marissa Tomei by Yovote.
Okay,
And Gabe, I showed you this song a while back when it
you
first
did
came out. You're
long
not
time ago.
huge on it. I am bigger on it than you, and I know our friend Mike, he loves this song. I hear him playing it every once in a while in the car. It's just a groovy little song, really super unknown artist. Um Yovote, I think that's how you say it. The reason I found out about the song is actually because Adam Thien, he's the mixer slash like second person behind the Joe project.
Hmm.
He actually mastered and helped mixed this song,
Oh,
along with playing the bass for
interesting.
the
Okay.
song.
Okay.
So his bass line is in there and stuff like that. And he
Awesome.
posted about it. So he posted about it, and that's how I saw the song. I was like, oh wow, that's actually really good. Um, but the song is dedicated to the babe of all babes, in quotation marks, Marissa Tomei,
Oh, yes.
which makes sense because that's the name of the song.
Yes.
Um, it has a really nice album or two. I couldn't really find too much information on the artist himself, but the album art is done by Aaron Ray, which is given credit, and the guy's name is Charlie. Uh, it's his solo project. I don't know if that means he has other things. Couldn't find any other thing from him. But he writes and
Hmm.
records everything in his bedroom, and he likes to collaborate with his friends at times. So Marissa Tomei, not much to say besides give it a listen. There's fun lyrics about Peter Parker in there, because she is Aunt May in the new Spider-Man trilogy. Um, the lyric is, "I said, Peter Parker, please pass on this love letter." Just kind of funny. I
You like that
I
alliteration, Peter
Yeah,
Parker, please.
yeah.
Listen, I don't hate this song. I think it is catchy. Um, it's just not the most favorite thing I've ever heard. I think it's a good pick for certain.
Hmm.
Um, you know,
Especially
uh,
because it's so unknown.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's another thing I tried to do as well. I didn't want to choose like too unknown. I had definitely had a couple artists on here that I don't really think were super known. And then, like I said, I swapped it out for, I don't want to say unknown, but definitely not like super mainstream people. People who are definitely starting to pop off right now.
Hmm.
And that's good because they definitely deserve the recognition. But I think it's a good song. I'm not very indifferent about it. I think it's a pretty solid choice for the list. Independent music is like that. Not everything's going to be for everybody. I know
Yeah,
I have a song on this list that you weren't too fond of, and
yeah,
that's totally okay. I'm not going to go out of my way and say this is the worst song I've ever heard. My God,
yeah,
Jesse, your music taste sucks. I
yeah.
fucking hate you. I'm not gonna be like that. Never. But no, I think it's a solid song. I do like the production on it. The production's
Hmm.
really good. And that's cool that Adam Dean helped with the production. Such a small little world we live in.
Yeah,
Everybody's
really.
everybody's mixed into everything. Everybody's doing
Yeah, and
everything
I have I
together.
have a few more that are kind of like that, and we'll get
Yeah,
into those later too.
they're all
But
connected.
yeah, so all right, what is up next for you, pal?
Well, my next song. I heard this track back in 2020 when it came out. It completely blew me out of my chair when I first listened to it because it's so fresh. It's so
Okay.
cool. And that is Gospel for a New Century by Yves Tumor. This
Mm-hmm.
song, oh my God, this song is so cool. Um, a little bit about it. It is off of Yves Tumor's fourth album from 2020. It's called Heaven to a Tortured Mind. It's the first single that was released from the album. The title, didn't know this, is based off of the anime Evangelion Neon Genesis, along with the music video. And I looked at it, and yeah, it definitely takes some inspiration with like, the title cards. Um, I don't really know what the lyrics are about. They seem to be about a failing relationship or about having to make a decision in a relationship, especially like the chorus. But I'm not here to talk about the lyrics necessarily with this one. I love the instrumentation on this song. Besides just the vocal performance from Yves Tumor themselves, I think that horn sample kicks ass. It's such a cool. It's very chaotic, and it's like at first it really catches you off guard. Um, but then the way that the horn samples cut up, and then later on I think the saxophone solo comes in, I think is awesome. And it just the different instrumentation throughout it, I really love the chorus. I love the heavy like guitars, and the bass line is so slinky and cool. By far, my favorite part of the song is the end, though, when it starts to break down and it starts to get like start to do like the drum fills and stuff, and like it gets really climactic. And that's what this song is. It is cinematic in nature. Like I would put this song at the beginning of a movie where maybe like there's a car chase and they just blew up the police helicopter or whatever and they're getting away. This is an energetic climactic song, and I really like Yves Tumor. I think they're a super interesting artist. Very what's it? How do I put this? They're just unique. The style, like the clothes that they wear on stage is really unique. Especially to the backing band, the music videos, the album art. It's very cool. It's almost kind of like I want to say like the art's almost like very hyper poppy, but then the music is like very indie rock, or especially there's some other cuts on this album, like Kerosene, that are almost kind of like R&B tracks. But
Yeah,
um
I just want to mention
yeah.
the horns. I think
Yes.
they're horns,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
I think that is so cool. That is my favorite part of the song. I just to interject for a second, I just want to talk about
Absolutely.
it.
I definitely wanna hear your opinion because I don't know if I've ever shown this song to you
No,
before.
I've never heard this song before. You
Yeah.
showed me, and the repeating a few notes of the
Yeah.
horns, it hooked me right away. It's really fun. I'm a sucker for brass instruments,
Mhm.
and just hearing the horns in the background gave it a cool like city vibe.
Right?
Like I understand what you're saying about like the opening of a movie. I could definitely see like the like cops walking like in slow mo to the song while they're like beating up the bad guys, or like doing that sort of thing. I 100% agree with you. I
Yeah.
could totally see that. Um
It
the
almost sounds
vocals.
like those horns. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Um,
no, you're good.
it almost sounds like the horns were, like, taken from a monster movie, like Godzilla. Am I wrong in saying that?
Oh yeah, you know what? It kind of does feel like that. It
Right?
does
Like, it
have
does.
that like it's very old sounding, like dun dun dun, like that
Yeah,
type of
the
sound,
dun dun dun. Yeah, that. I
Yeah.
think it's like Godzilla-ish sounding to me. But I'm sorry, what were you gonna say? Before before I cut you off? My
I
bad.
don't remember, to be totally honest.
I think it was something about vocals. Were you talking about the vocals?
Oh yeah, the vocals. It's just
Yes.
very very fresh.
Mhm.
Not too much modulation. It's not very clean, but you could hear what they're saying. They're not there's no mumbling, which a few that I've noticed, not in your picks or my picks, but like indie is very, kind of somber with certain different
Yeah,
things.
some of it can be
This
very
is very up
lo-fi and
Yeah, this is very upbeat, and you could hear them clearly, and
yeah.
it's really good. I really like this. I think this is one of my favorites on your list.
That's awesome. I'm glad you
Yeah.
really enjoy this because I think this is such an awesome song. It's a great album too, and it's a brisk album. It's not even 40 minutes long. I think this album's only like 35 minutes long. I highly recommend to anybody that you check out Used Tumor and check out Gospel for a New Century.
Mhm.
Because I think like I said, I believe that this person their band is amazing and this song is awesome. The rest of the album's really awesome. It's very much it's fresh. It's a fresh take on like indie rock and also mixing in genres. It's like when we were talking about last week when I was talking about Turnstile, like they're a hardcore band, but they mix in other elements of the music. And a lot of Yves Tumor's work before this was electronic too, which is pretty crazy that they like went for a full like instrumental with lyrics and stuff. But I don't really have anything much else to say on that. I think that is a great track, and I'm really happy that you enjoyed it. I hopefully maybe in future playlists I'll be hearing that from you as well as a
Mhm.
pick. But yeah. So what is your next pick, Jesse? What do you have on the list for us?
So my next pick is "Did I Buy It" by Jerry Page featuring Mild High Club.
Okay.
So Jerry Page, um, this is from their October album from 2018, called "Like a Baby."
Okay.
Um, Jerry Page, aka Lucas Nathan, is their name. Um,
Hmm.
it's very a slow motion type of sound to their voice, um, with very much the Mild High Club sound added to it, and that's what Mild High Club brings to the song.
Yeah, very
Never
psychedelic.
heard of Jerry Page before hearing this song in a suggested playlist by Apple Music. Um, Jerry Page is also featured on the song "Hot Chocolate" from Tyler the Creator,
Really,
which is one of your favorites,
I do love
Tyler.
me Tyler the Creator, of course.
Um, yeah, so they have this song called "Did I Buy It?" Um, Not much known about the group in general. I kind of just really like this song, and the vocals is what draws me to it, because of how like not disturbing, but they're just so like slow that it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I got a very I'm gonna say it. It's very acid trip, especially the
Yeah, yeah,
lyrics and the way that he like delivers some of the vocals. That first instant coffee line
yeah.
was very like, oh my god, oh wow. It just kind of feels almost like jello. That's what I want to say. It's like very like just very wobbly, but yeah, I really like that though. I love the instrumentation that Mild High Club brings. I'm honestly surprised that you didn't actually choose a Mild High Club song.
Well, see, there's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna choose a Mild High Club. I was gonna pick Skip Tracing,
Okay, great
just
track.
because that's one of the best ones.
Mhm.
But I picked this because I really like Jerry Page and I really like Mild High Club, and I kind of cheated my way into being
Into
able to
2.
also into talk about Mild
You
High Club.
you got the best of both worlds.
Um, but yeah, the way they sing some of the lines, like um when they go to the next lyric, they draw out the last word.
Mhm.
So like when you were saying the instant coffee cup line,
Yeah.
um, they say, "'Cause I don't have time to spare," but on the spare they go spare, and it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of creepy, which is it's cool,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
that adds to the vibe of it, of the track.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
does.
it's almost like god, brain doesn't want to work. Like Zappa-esque almost in a
Hmm.
way. It's very like just super like weird, but in a good
Hmm.
way.
Yeah,
And I love
I,
music like that that can do really like um another artist that you have, I don't want to say who, but I think you might be talking about them. Similarly has kind of like a very weird funky sound going,
hmm.
but that's what makes it appealing, I think.
Hmm. And
Um
I also really just like the album work for this,
yeah.
because it's just Jerry Paper.
Yep.
So Jerry, did I say Jerry Page this whole time?
I don't remember if you were saying Jerry Paper or Jerry Page.
Well, I don't know what I said, but I think it's no, it's Jerry Paper. I don't know why. I feel like I've been saying Page.
I don't know.
Well, whatever. It's Paper. Jerry
Yeah,
Paper.
Jerry Paper.
Um, they're holding an egg on on the album art.
Mhm.
That's all it is. They're just holding an egg with a green shirt on, and they got their glasses on.
Nice.
Kind of funny, quirky.
Yeah, I didn't look too deep into the album art, but I'll
Mhm,
have to take a second look at that because I do love me some good album art. I think album art is half of it, honestly.
mhm.
Like the song is great, but if you have shitty album art,
Yeah, it's not going to be as memorable.
it's not going to be as memorable. But yeah, no,
Um,
I think I thought it was a solid track. Definitely one of my like new favorites because I never heard that before. There are a couple songs you picked that I was familiar with, but a majority of the music you picked I was very unfamiliar with, and I did actually I really enjoyed this track. I thought it was very cool.
mhm. So now with my number four out of here, what's your number three?
My number three is a song that I hold very near and dear to my heart. I love this album. This entire album is one of my favorite albums of all time. And the song I'm talking about is Saint Ivy by Beach Fossils. And it's off
Hmm.
their 2017 album Somersault. It was the second single off the album. Um, Beach Fossils, they're from New York. They are, best I could describe it, they are like jangly indie rock, indie pop. Um, they're great. I love them. I saw them, finally got to see them live, open for Turnstile back in, I want to say it was May. They did a special show in New York where they did, I don't want to even say co-headlining, but they played a pretty long set. I got the set list. I was like literally front barricade. I got to scream my head off at some of the songs because they played a couple of songs off Somersault. It was awesome. They didn't play this live, unfortunately, but the song is very much. I could see how it being difficult to recreate live because it has a lot of different instrumentation on it. It has this very awesome string section to it, which I'll talk about
I
in a
was gonna
sec.
bring up the string section when I was
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, it's
Um,
great.
I found out actually. I never really knew what the lyrics were about this song. I could kind of guess, but when I was doing my research into it, I found out it's actually a love letter to the diversity of New York City. And it's also, the lead singer wrote this song a little bit after the results of the 2016 presidential election, and kind of like some people say it's like a relationship song, but it's really a song about his relationship with America as a country. Not trying to get
Mhm.
political. I thought that was just interesting because there's a line in it that I really like. It's called he says, "Want to believe in America, but it's somewhere I can't find." And I'm very disillusioned with the American government and society, but for completely different reasons. Because it's hard out here. It's hard to survive and live and pay your bills, people. That's why you got to listen to the show. All right. So that me and Jesse can get famous and sell this off to Spotify, for a couple million each. And then we can become part of the upper class. Right, Jesse? Right?
Hell yeah,
Right?
that's
Exactly.
the plan.
No, I'm kidding. We just like doing this to do it. But
Mm.
yeah, um, but the lyrics aren't my main focus. What I love about this song so much, okay, it is like this crazy Baroque pop instrumentation. The string section is so awesome, and in the verses and the chorus, it has like this staccato plicking in the verses, and then it just goes full like full string section, like orchestra during the chorus. There is this amazing flute solo kind of towards the end of the song, but by far, and Jesse, I know I'm going to talk about this and you're probably going to say something about it as well, is like the last minute of the song. There is this beautiful guitar solo that
Mhm.
sounds like it was ripped straight off of George Harrison,
Yep,
and
yep.
it's so good. I remember hearing this for the first time and I went, "Oh my god, this is literally, what did they do? Did they resurrect George Harrison and bring him into the studio for a day?" Cuz like down to the fucking guitar tone and the
Yep.
playing, it's like this literally could have been off Abbey Road. And
Yeah.
like it's insane. It's so beautiful. It's an amazing way to end the track cuz I think this is like one of the most beautiful songs on the album. I had chosen a different song off this album, but then last minute I switched it up because in reality, this is like the song that got me
This
into
is the
them.
better choice anyway.
Yeah, and I just think that ending is so just memorable, and it's
Mhm.
just, oh my god, I love it so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this track
Dude,
besides the fact that just the guitar at the end. Oh my god, it's so amazing.
yeah, I can't talk any more about it either because you kind of summed up everything. John Lennon sound it the whole last like 2 minutes of the song sounds like it would be off of Abbey Road 110%.
Yeah.
So freaking good. I'm so glad you chose this song because I hadn't heard either of the songs like Saint Ivy or the other one,
Uh-huh.
but I'm glad that you made this one the one that you're going to talk about because perfect choice.
The other song I was going to talk about was Down the Line, and don't get me wrong, I love that song so much. I love the lyrics. I really love the lyrics in that song especially, and the bass line, but this song is like my number one song off that. I mean, I love the whole album. It's really hard to play favorites sometimes, but this is the song that like made me a Beach Fossils fan. And I also think that they don't get enough love. I think they're an awesome fucking band. And I don't see them getting talked about enough. I love the fact that they're from New York as well, because I'm from New York and I always find solidarity with, fellow New Yorkers. Like, even though I don't live there anymore, I just like, I, that makes it, you connect with somebody on another level from there. Like, why is Billy Joel
Hmm.
important to people from Long Island? Because Billy Joel grew up on Long Island and he lives on Long Island, and some of his songs are about Long Island and about New York City, like the same way that a lot of Beach Fossils music is, a lot of it is about New York. So, but yeah, no, I'm happy I swapped this out, because I think, honestly, if you want to listen, if you're a Beatles fan, or you are kind of looking for like a really like cool indie rock pop group, I think Beach Fossils is where you're going to find that. And check out Clash the Truth. Um Check out Self-Titled. God, I'm going to be a fake fan here, but the album they did before that, I would check it all out. It's amazing. But yeah, I have nothing else to add with that. So Jesse, what is your next song? What do you have on the list for us?
All right. So my third song is "It Happens All the Time" by Paul Cherry.
What a great choice.
It's a great choice. I love Paul Cherry. You introduced me to Paul Cherry.
I love Paul Cherry.
This is from his newest album from March of this past year, or this year, sorry,
Yep,
2022. Happens all the time. It's got a great music video. I, Gabe, have you seen the music video?
I
Doesn't
have.
have that many views.
It's very trippy.
You have, okay. So it's a music video that stars Paul Cherry and Jake Hirschland, aka Big Shrimp.
Big Shrimp,
Did you
baby.
know? Did you know that was did you know that was Big Shrimp? I don't know
Yes,
if
I knew it
you
was
knew
Big
that.
Shrimp A, because Big Shrimp is a very unique looking individual. He's very tall. I have a picture with Big Shrimp, me and him together.
Yes,
But
you do.
also
With that stash.
you also clued me into that as well, into the music video.
Yeah. So the music video is pretty simple. It's just the two of them are, they got clown makeup on, dancing in like the underground like train stations of Chicago, like the subway stations. Um they kind of have this cool effect where they go between the modern like digital camera and then VHS cameras for dancing.
Yeah,
Um so the whole song has a cool vibe to it. But the actual lyrics are fun, because basically it's just about, at least this is how I interpret it, of it happens all the time, I'll see you later, you walk back in my life, this is an indicator, meaning that like his relationship is like very cyclical,
yeah.
and like they fight and then they make up and then they fight again, and she goes at him for things and he takes it,
It's
and then
toxic.
he it's very toxic,
Yeah,
but it's very uplifting of a song
it
at the
is.
same time, you know?
It's so
Um
catchy.
it really is. It
Yeah.
literally it happens
It's
all
all
the
the
time.
time. I see
I'll
you
see you
later.
later.
Oh
Yeah,
man. Yeah, no,
it's
it is
great.
so catchy. I'm I was gonna put this song on my list, and then I was like, you
Mhm.
know, I have a feeling Jesse's gonna put this on here and he's gonna talk about it. So I'm just gonna leave it off. And then I saw it, I was like, I fucking knew it. I called it. Um yeah, what is there to say about Paul Cherry, man? He is so underrated and so good. And like
He
you're
really is underrated because he
he
doesn't have a
is.
lot of views and he doesn't have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and his numbers are not where they should be. He should
No,
totally be higher.
especially since he composes all of this,
Yeah.
and it's like the compositions are crazy. They're like it's very like jazzy, all his
Mhm.
compositions. And he needs more recognition. Like I don't understand why he's not more recognized. His music's, this is what I was saying before with Jerry Paper, with that song.
Mhm.
I think a problem that some people might have is his music's can be, this song is whimsical in a way. Like when
Mhm.
I first heard it the first time, it kind of took me back. But it's so catchy, and it's just his music is, it deals with very adult things and themes, but can also be whimsical in nature
Yeah,
or very
es-
upbeat and jazzy.
especially this song.
Yes, especially.
But I also really like off his 2018 album, like Yesterday,
Yes, great track.
which is I think the song that you introduced me to him on.
Yes, that was my
Um,
first introduction to him as well, and that's a
yeah,
great album.
that's a great song, great album. But yeah, his new album is really good. Have you checked out the full thing?
Yeah, I've listened to it a couple of times when I was working with you and Waz like earlier in the year, and I was driving from Pennsylvania to New York very frequently, like twice a week. I'm very much like whole album
Hmm.
person in the car. And I put this album on a couple times and listened to it through, and it's great, like all the way through. There are a couple other tracks on there. I like the title
Hmm.
track, "No News Blues," as
Hmm.
well. But yeah, no, I think it's different too from like yesterday, sorry, what's it called? More Flavor, Better Flavor. The album from is the album that has like yesterday on it.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I think the whole album's great. This track is such a good pick. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength and that you
Yeah.
chose this. Because I think he deserves so much recognition. He is a true indie artist because he's so unknown and like definitely deserves more recognition.
And I really like off of the same album, this new album, Back on the Music.
Yes, Back on the Music's also a great track.
And now I'm back on the music. Excuse my terrible singing,
No,
but
shush, Jesse. You have pipes. You have
thanks.
gorgeous little pipes, okay?
But that his hooks really get you.
He's a great hook writer. He writes really good hooks. And yeah, no, great choice, man. Such a good track, so catchy.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we're down to both of our bottom twos or top twos, I should
Top
say.
twos, bottom twos. There's
So
no particular order to
yeah.
these.
So what do we got next?
Um, the next song that we're going to talk about, I chose this one. This is I would say very much up and coming because they are popping off.
Mhm.
Ginger Root, and specifically the song Loretta. Although I got to say,
Uh,
it's not my favorite Ginger Root song. It was my introduction to Ginger Root, but I still love this song so much, and I love everything surrounding it that I'm going to talk about in a second.
mhm.
But yeah, this is off of Ginger Root's 2021 EP City Slicker. It is a one-man band. Cameron Liu, he records, writes, produces, plays the instruments. It's kind of crazy. This man's super talented, one of those once in a generation Kevin Parker types, people. All right, and get on the train now. This song went mega viral. Like, this song popped off. The song has something like 46 million views on YouTube.
Does it really?
Yeah, the music video for the song went
Well,
huge.
yeah, I was about to say the music video is really cool.
Yeah,
That's definitely where the views came from.
I'm going to talk about that in a sec because I have some interesting fact about that factoids.
Okay.
Um, Ginger Root is, I'd say, musically it's like in a mix of American soul, but more importantly, Japanese city pop. We're bringing Japanese city pop back, people. If you like Japanese city pop, and I love me some Japanese city pop, it's coming back. I'm
Mhm.
so excited. Um, kind of like Paul Cherry has some Japanese city pop vibes for sure, especially in like his artwork. And that's one thing that was like the thing that I loved about Japanese city pop before even listening to any music, any artists, was and the genre itself. Is the artwork. The artwork, that era, like the 80s Japanese artwork, is incredible. But yeah, this song is awesome. This song is such a bop. It's so upbeat. I love the instrumentation. There's this sick little trumpet solo, or no, it's a sax solo. I think you can't fuck up a song with a sax solo. I think a sax solo, if you put a sax solo in a bunch of different songs, you'd only improve them.
I
Like
100% agree.
I don't think I would say there's very I would say 95% of music could probably be improved with a saxophone.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there is a bad saxophone on any song. even the world's shittiest song, there can't be a bad saxophone.
And
You know,
like the fact that he recorded all of this blows my mind because it's just really crazy, all the instruments on it, and produced it, and it's got it sounds so warm and like tapey, and it's got that it's very bubbly as well. Lyrically, uh not much to go on. I would say it's about a woman that he is in love with,
would her
and
name be Loretta?
probably has an off and on relationship with a woman called Loretta. But I really don't come to this song for the lyrics. I come to this song for the instrumentation.
Hmm.
And that just is just awesome. And the music video too. Another thing that I really love about Cameron Liu is he self-produces, directs, writes his own music videos. He did it for this one on a shoestring budget. I think he did it for like $3,000 or something like that, and it's incredible the amount, and he basically did it with like a skeleton crew of people too, because
Hmm.
he's again indie, up and coming, on a shoestring budget. And the music video is awesome for this. He's basically playing himself. It's like a big band type thing, and he's playing every little instrument and aspect of it, and it's so awesome. And yeah, I can't gush enough about Ginger Root. I'm so happy that Japanese city pop is kind of
Hmm.
coming up into the mainstream a little bit, into like in the indie music scene, because and I will probably talk about more Japanese city pop in the future, but somebody like Harumi Hanzo, who was a very influential Japanese city pop artist, a lot of independent music artists have taken from him. Mac DeMarco was influenced very heavily by him. Uh, Off the top of my head, more recently, if my brain wants to work, Vampire Weekend on their last album, they sampled a Harumi Hanzo song, and not even just a Harumi Hanzo song. They sampled the soundtrack tape that he did for basically the Japanese 7-Elevens back in the 80s, which is also incredible. It's called Music for Watering a Flower, I believe. You can find the cassette tape on YouTube. It's like some of the most chillest background music. Read the comments. The comments are incredible on that. But getting off topic, back to Loretta. Great track. This EP's awesome. Juban District, and Fly 2, the opener. Great tracks. I highly recommend you check the whole thing out. And also, he just put out a new EP, Nisomono, that just came out like 2 weeks ago, not even. And he's on tour. And I wish I don't have the ability to go see him right now. And I wish I could, because I would love to go see this man on tour and play live. But yeah, Jesse, what did you think about Loretta? Because funnily enough, I know you told me you were going to choose to talk about Ginger Root as well. So it's funny how
Yeah,
these things work out.
I was gonna pick Loretta, but I was like, oh, I know you're gonna pick it. So this was the Paul Cherry for me for you.
That's crazy.
Um, so yeah, you introduced me to this song again. Uh, I I love the music video. I'm sucker for music videos. Eventually, we'll talk about music videos, but this one is really fun. It's all him. It kind of represents. It kind of resembles, I should say, the the music video for "Coming Up" by Paul McCartney. How the
Hmm.
whole band behind
Yes.
him is, just different versions of him.
Yep.
I don't know if maybe that's inspiration,
It
but
might
or just
be.
coincidence.
Because I would say as well, there's also he's got a little bit of Paul McCartney, like early solo McCartney, like when McCartney was doing stuff out of his bedroom. Because Paul McCartney is the inventor of many things, okay, including being a founding father of bedroom pop. He was making Paul McCartney 2 is an album that he made by him. Well, all the McCartney albums, right? He made by himself.
Yeah,
Those are all
yeah.
solo tracks, but
Him and Linda.
yeah, but McCartney 2 specifically, like that was I think that's mostly home recorded, and that has Coming Up on it, that has Temporary Secretary, God, what
Check my machine.
Check My Machine is on there. Oh God, what's the other one? It's like the one. It's like I think the third or fourth song on the album. It's such a vibe though. It's so good. But yeah, no, I mean like there's definitely some of that influence. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Wait,
Um,
which one? On the way? Are you
yeah,
talking about On the Way?
On the way is such a good track. Such a good track. The way that guitar, that sweeping guitar. But anyway, getting away from Loretta, back to Loretta, because we're going on for so long now. But I'm gonna wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up with this
Yeah,
one.
I love this song. Check it out. Check out Ginger Root. Jesse, with all that being said, what is your number 2 song?
My number 2 is "Can't Keep Checking My Phone"
Oh yeah.
by the Unknown Mortal Orchestra, aka Ruben Nielsen,
Yes.
New Zealand born, but the band is based in Portland, Oregon, which is interesting. Didn't know that. This is his third album from 2015, and the song is kind of. Gabe, do you agree that it has a disco vibe to it?
Very much so. It's very
Like it's
dancey.
a modern disco vibe,
Yep.
but the song actually has some cool meaning. Now, I don't know if you ever did any research into this song on your own time, but basically, the song is the album's central narrative is about the polyamorous relationship that Ruben has with his wife Jenny
Yeah.
and
Well,
and a woman.
yeah.
What?
No, I do know that background about the album. No, it's the sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But yes, no, I do know that. Yes.
So and then there's a woman that's codenamed Laura.
Mhm.
And Can't Keep Checking My Phone is about Ruben and Jenny like pining for Laura,
Mhm.
air quotes
Yeah.
on Laura. Um as she is working on a project in the Peruvian rainforest, and they're trying to like carry on with their lives without her being there.
Oh.
Yeah, and the song I Can't Keep Checking My Phone about waiting for her to, I guess, answer.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know the specifics about the song. I only know
Hmm.
kind of the context of the album, which is Multi Love.
Yeah,
But I
but
didn't know that. That's
yeah, that's
awesome.
that's kind of the general idea of the song. Um, but you know what I really like is the opening,
Mhm.
because it kind of has the this is now like your feature presentation, like kind of like thing you'd
Yeah,
see in the
yeah,
beginning
yeah,
of
kind
a
of.
movie.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Like an older film, yeah.
yeah, like the featuring presentation is now going to begin. It kind of has that type of opening, and then it goes directly into like the main beat, and he kind of has like an otherworldly type of sound with this song when it comes to his vocals.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie, I never knew the lyrics until I actually had to read them, because you could like say different lyrics and like things that fit in your head, like
Yeah.
your head canon, right? Didn't know most of these lyrics, so I guess go in not looking at the lyrics first, listen on your first time, try to figure out the song, and then go and listen to lyrics, because I'm guaranteeing you're not going to get the lyrics right at all. I'm just throwing that out there. Gabe, what do you think about this song?
I love this song so much. I love this album. I love Unknown Mortal Orchestra. I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I did have an Unknown Mortal Orchestra song on my list originally. And again, I kind of thought you might be talking about Unknown Mortal Orchestra.
Hmm.
So I decided to pull it. But yeah, I love the context of this album, especially something so intimate like that. And putting that into an album. I mean, that makes great art, obviously, but that's something very hard to write about. Another thing that I love about Ruben Nielsen is he again self-produces all of his own music in his basement. That picture on I don't know if you know this. The picture, the album cover is actually
Hmm.
the picture that their Jenny, who's the girl, is Jenny his wife or
Jenny's
Laura?
his wife.
Yeah, so I guess Laura, codenamed Laura,
Hmm.
took of his basement studio
Hmm.
while she was living with them, because there's actually I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
if you
cool.
saw this, there's a great video by I think it's Figure 8 on YouTube, and he kind of goes into the whole album and the context behind the album as well. But yeah, I great choice, man. I love this song so much. This song bops. I love the opening, like it's the flamenco guitars. It's kind of weird. Like the first time you listen to it, you're like, what the fuck am I listening to? Because
Hmm.
the first couple songs, they're very different. They're very much um like a bedroom again, like indie kind of like rock popish.
Hmm.
And then like you hear the horns and the guitars come in, and then it's that boom cha boom ba 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 boom like that main like, and then the bass and the guitar come in, and it's very disco-y.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's an amazing track, and the whole album is like, again, I would say this is my favorite Unknown Mortal Orchestra album.
Mm.
If not one of my it probably sits somewhere in my top 20 albums for sure. um
Really?
yeah, absolutely. I
Oh
got into
wow.
when I was in college, like in my freshman year of college, I really got, because I started working at a college radio station, I got really heavily into him, because this is around the time that he was putting out his album that he put out last, which was God, brain doesn't want to work. Sex and Food. Um, and this was the album preceding that, and man, just like, besides the context, because I love concept albums, and I guess you could say in a way this is a
Hmm.
concept album because it deals with, there's a general concept or theme,
Yeah.
but and I'm a sucker for those, but just every song is different, but it highlights, something like great about the genre of indie, and especially, like music that he made and
Hmm.
music that he really likes. But yeah, man, great choice. I love this track so much. It's so good.
Thank you. So do I.
Yeah, and I was gonna actually, for people who are wondering, I was gonna put Necessary Evil, which is kind of like a track towards the end, which is another
Hmm.
great song off this album. And you should definitely go check out the whole album. And a reminder to everybody that while you're listening, we make a playlist to accompany this, because we don't have music licensing rights. We cannot put these playlists and play the songs as much as we would like to, like a radio show. But a playlist for all the songs that we talk about, including the songs that didn't make the cut to be spoken about, but our other 5 songs that we both picked. You can find those on available where your podcasts are streaming, so like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that. Just thought I wanted to throw that in there,
Yeah.
because
There.
we forgot to
The links are always
in the
in the
description.
the episode description.
Yes,
So
sir. Absolutely.
just click on those and you'll get your playlist.
Yes, but go check it out.
All right. What's your number one?
My number one. Um, it, I didn't have this song on here on this list originally. It was a late minute addition, but when I was looking at indie playlists, because sometimes, especially with this, because again, like I said, this indie's such a huge encompassing genre. Um, and I saw this on a couple, and I said, you know what, I could do this. I could put this on here, and I thought it's fitting because this band's about to embark on a massive tour supporting the album, and the song that I'm talking about comes off this album. And the song I'm talking about is Cowboy Dan by the band Modest Mouse. And this is off of the album The Lonesome Crowded West. Came out in November of '97. It's an old album, but I'll tell you
It's
what,
the
man.
oldest song on the list, right?
What are you talking about?
Is it? It's the oldest song on this list, right?
I believe so. If I look at all the songs that I have, yes, it is the
Mm-hmm.
oldest song on this list. I had a couple of other older songs, but again, they're gonna fit way better into other playlists down the line. Like I had like Pixies on here as well, but that's gonna come up later. There,
Mm-hmm.
I will talk about the Pixies a lot more, but yeah, no. This album holds a very special place in my heart. It's a it's an album about the Midwest. It's about kind of like the creation of suburbs and the destruction of the countryside, I would say. It's about abandoned shopping malls and consumerism. It's about America. That's what it's about, I would say. It's about America in the 90s when, capitalism was popping the hell off. Um and there's so many tracks I could pick from this album. It's an immaculate record, but I chose Cowboy Dan because it is a journey. It is a musical journey, in my opinion. Now, I know, Jesse, off the top, I know you weren't a huge fan of this, and
Yeah, this is my song that this is my Marissa Tomei for you.
yes, and I'm interested. Is it just Isaac Brock? Is it just his vocals, or is it something else about the track?
No, it's the vocals.
Okay, so it's just the vocals. Yeah, I will say, it took me a couple tries to get into Modest Mouse. Same thing with Radiohead. Vocalists definitely define sometimes a band for me.
Hmm.
And Isaac Brock, definitely his voice can be grating at times, just like Tom York, but it after a while it clicks, I would say.
Hmm.
And I would say to try and give this song a couple more tries, because this song is awesome. It is a song about a cowboy's last days. He is a man who is pining for the past, and it's one of my favorite lines from it is Cowboy Dane's a major player in the cowboy scene. He goes to the reservation, drinks, and gets mean. He goes to the desert, fires a rifle in the sky, and says, God, if I have to die, you will have to die.
Hmm.
And it's just like, it's a man who is desperate. He's on his death, basically on death's door. The song's kind of divided. A lot of Modest Mouse songs are like this, but it's kind of divided into two parts. So there's this very driving. It's got this bass drum, um, like uh, like tambourine type thing. It's very minimal on the drums, but it is very driving. While the kind of like main riff plays, it's very heavy. It's very dark. But then after the chorus, it kind of breaks down into this very soft, I want to say ethereal section of the song. And this is my favorite part of the song. I get chills listening to this part every time.
You know what? It kind of reminds me of.
What?
I d- Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Primus, right? Or Primus?
Um
Primus? It kind of. How do you say the name?
Primus. You
It's
were
Primus.
you were right
Okay.
the first time.
Yeah.
I don't I
I kind of it kind of like there's like that guitar that drones on.
Yeah.
It just keeps going and going, and then sometimes the vocals kind of they're more talky slash like screamy
Yeah.
type of sound, and it kind of gave me that vibe. Not in a bad way, um, but like it definitely kind of compared in a way.
I
Um,
I can kind of see it. I think they're two very different bands.
well, specifically with this song, I don't know the rest of their of Modest Mouse work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you probably would, because they have a song called "Float On" that "Float On." All right, already we're all float on. All right, it's literally it's their biggest hit ever. Like, if go you get people, if you've never heard Modest Mouse, you have most likely heard "Float On." You've probably heard Gravity Rides Everything, because that was like really their first major hit. It was used in a bunch of Toyota. They got licensed for Toyota and was used in Toyota commercials for like 10 years. And also Dashboard. And Jesse, you should go check those out as well. But I just want to
Okay.
get to this part here. The middle part of the song. Uh, it is tragic. It is ethereal. It is so sad. And I love it so much, because it is a man who knows that he is living on borrowed time. I don't mean to say that because I have a song called Borrowed Time in this playlist, but it's a man who knows that the end is coming, that things are
Hmm.
changing. Standing in the tall grass, thinking nothing. Um, we need oxygen to breathe. Oxygen to breathe. It's beautiful, beautiful lyrics. And I know that you maybe don't like the vocal delivery. Um, but I would ask you to just, go back maybe. And do it while you're driving a car, while you're on a drive. I know you said you have to drive somewhere tomorrow. Um, and
I have to drive back to Staten
if you
Island.
drive back to Staten Island, while you're driving to Staten Island, this is definitely a road trip album. And I said it has a lot of significance to me, and it does, because when I originally moved out here to Pennsylvania, and I was coming out here like a couple days a week to try and find a place to live, and it's a 2.5 hour drive from Long Island, I would put this album on, because this is a long album. It's 73 minutes long.
Oh wow,
Um,
that's long.
yeah, it's a huge album. But yeah, no, and just listening to songs like this, and basically it's definitely it's a driving album. You should listen to this while you're in a car and driving. Um, that would be definitely, I would say, the first way to get into it. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful song. about somebody who's so stubborn, and who thinks that they're worth more than they really are in terms of like the perspective of the universe, and they're not. Like we're all just ants on a little rock floating in the middle of a void. That we could get taken out by fucking anything. And
Mm.
I think that's a big, that's again, that existentialism. I love that shit, and that's kind of can be found in this track. But um, yeah, that's all I really have to say about this, Jesse. If you have anything else you'd like to add, anything else, if you've ever heard
Nah,
any
I
Modest Mouse
kind
before.
of I kind of said what I thought throughout your little you know talking about it. So I think I'm good on this one.
All right, yeah, I'll just wrap this up with saying it's a 6 minute song. It might be a controversial pick. You might not like it, and that's okay. Go check out other Modest Mouse songs, because they're a great band. And also, I also wanted to mention it because they are touring the Lonesome Crowded West in its entirety for its 25th anniversary, and I am hoping I will get my ass to a venue to see this album played live, to hear Cowboy Dan live. And also, it's going to be the original four piece that Modest Mouse used to be.
Mhm.
So, which is awesome, including the original bassist is coming back, Jeremiah Green, or drummer Jeremiah Green. But anyway, enough about me, enough about Cowboy Dan and his reservation. Jesse, we are here. We are at the end. And what is your final song that you're going to talk about today, my friend?
All right, so the final song is Mustache by Boy Pablo.
Nice.
Boy Pablo, I discovered while listening to an indie playlist, and it was part of like the infinite cycle for Apple Music, where
Mm-hmm.
you could just press the infinite button and it'll just keep suggesting songs.
Yeah.
And this one song, which this is the name of the album, is called Wachito Rico,
Okay.
and this song Mustache is on that album. I was gonna originally choose Wachito Rico as the song because it's a really fun song, half in Spanish, half English. Most of his songs have a little Spanish in them.
Love that.
Even Mustache does.
Love a little flair to it.
Wichito Rico is handsome boy, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what the translation is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that title song is very much a disco song. I was gonna put it on here, but I already had that disco esque song, so I didn't want to put two in. But with Mustache, it's honestly it's simply about a boy who wants to grow a mustache. That is literally the only thing about the song. And the boy Pablo, his name is Nicholas Munzo, I think is how you say it. Munzo, maybe. I don't know. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to say it. But he was born as the youngest child with a bunch of brothers and his dad, all being instrumentalists, and they basically taught him how to play guitar, the drums, bass, piano, all this sort of stuff. He took all that and wrote, recorded, performed, and produced all of his own stuff in his room.
Love that.
Kind of goes with the flow of everything that we've talked about today.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's nothing to the song besides a boy wanting a mustache. I actually translated there's a section in the last half of the song
Mm-hmm.
that's all in Spanish, and it basically goes as followed. Son, when I was a kid, I wanted to have a mustache too. An older guy told me to put wheelbarrow grease on my face and the hairs will come out. I listened to him and filled my face with the black grease, but the mustache reached me when I was 30 and a man. So it's just kind of like a clever song, and yeah, it's just fun, entertaining. Gabe, what do you think about the song? There's not really much to it.
You know, I think you're wrong because you know, first of all, great choice.
Thank
I
you.
haven't listened to a lot of Boy Pablo, and I gotta listen to more of him because I think the song's really fun.
He doesn't have a lot of stuff, but his stuff is good. What he has.
I will say, I won't disagree with you here because I think, and maybe I'm reading into this too much because I didn't really research it a lot. I just listened to it once or
Hmm.
twice. Um, but the wanting of facial hair, being a
Hmm.
young man, I can I can relate to that
Oh, I can too.
because our dads, the adult father figures or grown men in our life, they all have facial hair, right?
Mhm.
And it's maybe that wanting to grow up and wanting to be as respected or be on the same level as, like, how your dad used to be, or how you want to be the figure that how you saw your father when you were younger, if that makes any sense. I
Yeah, that
mean,
makes sense.
I have facial hair, and it's taken me a long time to even kind of get like a semblance of a beard and have a mustache and like kind of like a, I don't want to say a soul patch thing going, but like I'm finally getting, people don't, my friends will know what I look like. Any random listener is not going to know what I look like, but I'm a white man who has a hard time growing a beard. But I mean, I've always wanted a full beard because, I mean, first of all, I don't like the look of my baby face, but also because, we grow up and that's what the manly thing is having facial hair. So I
Mhm.
guess in a way it's talking about masculinity a little bit. I was reading the comments under the YouTube video for it, and a lot of people
Mhm.
were saying that this moved them to tears. And
Hmm.
I don't know if that's like a race thing, like, specifically, with Spanish men wanting to grow a mustache or something,
Mhm.
but I can see that in terms of being a man, at least, like wanting to have facial hair because that might make you feel like you're more of a man than you actually are or something like that. But besides that, I love the instruments. I love his guitar tone. It's super jangly and
Yeah.
chorusy, Mac DeMarco vibes for sure.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't have much to add. I really need to listen to more Boy Pablo. I might be showing my poser, I'm such a fucking poser card here by me not knowing somebody like Boy Pablo. But guess what, people? I also don't listen to fucking Phoebe Bridgers either, and I'm not a huge fan. So
No, but you know what? I want to piggyback off of what you're saying. The song is like it opens up with him talking about having a dream about a mustache.
yeah.
So the first lyrics are really fun. It's I dreamt I had a mustache. It was dope. I looked just like Tom Selleck. I was happy with myself, but sadly I woke up again.
Mm,
So I mean, for everyone who knows Tom Selleck's mustache, it is probably one of the most famous mustaches.
powerful.
Uh, very, very full mustache.
Yes, that is a powerful stash right there.
So to want to have that sort of mustache, I could get behind.
Yeah, and I get behind that too for sure, because I think probably I'd say an underlying message under the whole thing would be about, like I said, about masculinity, maybe
Yeah.
body positivity, stuff that I know I struggle with, you probably struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that, and I like that he was able to take, maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe I'm again being an asshole, but that's how I kind of read it, and I props on
No, I
him
I
for making
respect it.
making such a fun song that also kind of has like that underlying themes like that, because I think that 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 honestly is that when you're a musician or any type of artist, and you're able to kind of play with tone, and you're able to make something that sounds happy but in reality is something serious or sad or something like that. I think that's really hard to do without sounding condescending or corny.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that, he is able to do that here without it coming off as, like I said, like it's fun, it's funny, that whole Tom Selleck thing, that's funny, but also I get that Tom Selleck is a man. You think about a man, that's Tom Selleck right there, or like I would say, God, what's his name? Why can't I think of it? God, Jesse, help me out, help me
I
out.
don't know.
Oh
I don't,
God,
the only other
Burt
mustache I can think
Reynolds,
of
Burt Reynolds,
of
Burt
okay,
Reynolds. Sorry.
the only other mustache that I could think that is very famous or technically infamous is Hitler's mustache. But that
No,
yeah.
not Hitler. God, no, that's not where I was going with that.
I
Holy
don't
shit.
know.
God, way to ruin it. No, I was saying fucking, oh God, no. God, you just
I
threw
mean,
me
it
off
is
completely.
famous. Technically, it's famous.
Sure, but it's not
Infamous.
powerful. I look at
No.
Hitler's mustache and I think, fuck that guy.
Yes.
So yeah, but nah, I think this is a superb choice, and I'm happy that you've given me a Boy Pablo introduction, because I'm gonna go now and listen to a bunch of Boy Pablo and come back.
Yeah, I definitely suggest going Wichito Rico
Yeah,
for your next listen.
I will check it out.
Well, that does episode 3.
Yeah.
Episode 3 is now in the bag, Gabe.
Episode 3's over, everybody, and it's a long one today.
Yeah.
Maybe we're
Thank you
gonna
for
have to
listening.
put some descriptions in. So if people want to either just listen to your story or want to come straight for the list, might have to do that.
Hmm.
It's a long one, but thank you so much. If you've made it to the end, if you listen to the whole thing, we appreciate you and we love you so much. Thank you so much. Jesse, what are we going to be talking about next week, man?
Next week's a fun one, Gabe. Next week we're gonna be talking about soundtracks from movies.
Yes, we are. We're talking about movie soundtracks, and this was a fun list to put together. I'm still kind of tinkering with it, but I think everything I've chosen here is probably what's going to be in the final. Now it's just what am I going to talk about from it? That is the
Yeah.
question, because I have a lot of fun picks. And I didn't get to really talk about it, but this weekend that we're recording, I saw Don't Worry Darling with Harry Styles in it, and I'm hoping that you will get to watch it so that we could have a discussion about it, because that movie has quite the soundtrack in it as well. So
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to that and
yeah,
watch that movie, even though it's gotten weird reviews.
all I'm gonna say is, okay, I'm just gonna end it like this: Harry Styles, stick to music.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times over the past couple weeks.
Sorry to enrage all my fellow Harry's House members out there. Okay, but
Yeah,
all love, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Harry Styles here, peace and love. And I will completely just do music now. Thank you, peace and love.
yeah.
All righty, well, thank you everybody for listening, and yeah, we'll see you next week, everybody. I don't know why I froze there. Bye bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
If you want to listen to the songs we discussed as well as other picks for today's episode, a playlist is linked in the description below. Make sure to subscribe, like, rate, and leave a comment. Follow us on Instagram at YSMS_podcast. And thank you again for listening to the Your Song, My Song podcast. See you next week.